Hello everyone and welcome back to Blender Car Modeling. This is versus 53 and we are going to be modeling the Toyota Supra Mark IV. So guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing the wheels for a Supra. Okay, so it's great that you guys have reached this stage, and this is the last part that we're going to be modeling. Essentially the last few parts, because we're going to be modeling the rim itself, the tire, the brake calipers, the hubs, and also we're going to be adding a little part of the suspension that's going to be looking from the very end here. So let's just go in and add all our stuff. Alright, but before that, just go ahead and add the blueprint for our rim first. Okay, so for that, all you gotta do is go to our side view, come around here, shift A, just go ahead and add a reference image. References, sorry, not references, we're going to be adding it from our references and wheels, and then rim here with a capital R. Alright, so we just add this. I've specifically made this rim for our car here, so just go ahead and scale this down. And now that you've scaled it down, just make sure it is as big as the blueprint one right here. Okay, just check the blueprint one out. It's gonna be a little bigger here, so just scale it down and scale it up a little bit, and then you can also move it on the Z axis. Okay, something like this. The top should fit here. Alright, now I'm just gonna be disabling our blueprints here. Okay, just hide all of the other ones because we have no use for them anymore. And for this data properties, just come here and mark both to front, and then we can just uncheck this one, and also manage the opacity here to 0.4. Alright, so we can see it clearly when we zoom in, and it's not going to be an issue. And here, just make sure when you're unchecking this one, so just come around here, select this, and let's just move this out of the way around here. Okay, let's keep that there. And now we go to our side view, and we also insert another one here. Okay, that's going to be our brake calipers. I also do have those blueprints. Before that, let's just rename this to rim. Alright, and this one to rim 2. That's all you really need to do. And now we just go in ahead and add another one in. Just press shift A again, image and reference, and then brake disc and caliper, and just add the image. Alright, and now we just scale this down. Right, scale this down a little more, just so that the caliper and the disc fit our wheel. Right, and this is going to be the part for the tires. We can just scale up our car later, but for now this is good. Alright, and now I'm just going to be scaling this up a little more, something like this. Do the same settings that we've done so far for our rim 2. Okay, and then just rename this empty to disc and caliper. Alright, and once you're done with the disc and caliper, just make sure to hide this for a second. Alright, and now what we do is just enable a 3D cursor from here. Alright, a 3D cursor is going to be right in the center of this, but if your 3D cursor isn't in the center of this, all you got to do is just enable this tick option here, the cursor option. Then we go ahead and select our panel right here, drag it a little forward right up till there. Alright, just press shift S and cursor to select it. Alright, and that's gonna snap right in. And just make sure your blueprint is right at the very edge here. Okay, and once you're done with the blueprint, what you can do is just drag the blueprint back, and you're golden. That's okay, that's done. Just come here and we use the 3D cursor now. You can change the pivot point from here by pressing the period button here. Alright, you get the menu, or you can just switch them up from here. So minus 3D cursor now. I go to the side view and we start modeling our car rim from here. Alright, so first of all we need to uncheck this so that we don't move this blueprint by mistake. Also, I'm gonna be hiding our wheel well for a second here. We'll just unhide it later. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just add in a circle. So let's just go to mesh and circle. Let's add it to our view, and we're gonna be increasing the number of our circles here. Alright, so let's increase it to around 180. Okay, you come around here, let's increase it to 180. And now all you gotta do is just, I'm gonna be selecting the circle here, moving it out of the blueprints collection first to the scene collection here, and now we just scale it down and it's gonna be aligned right on the blueprints here. Just make sure that we have our central one. Okay, so on the z-axis, our central one, if we do choose to move it on the z-axis, it's gonna be the vertex that is right there on the blue line. Okay, I'm just gonna be scaling that back up right about there. Okay, and we might need to take it a little further down and scale it up again just by a little bit. Just make sure it perfectly coincides your blueprints. Okay, just gonna be making sure that happens. Okay, yeah, just come about here. Just gonna be taking this to the center and then scale it down only by a little bit. Right, something like that. Okay, that's gonna be intersecting this pretty well. And now we can just make our blueprints a little bit smaller too. Just gonna come here, tab out, select this one, then come back here to our side view and make sure it intercepts our one here. With S and Y we can just reduce the size for this. Okay, there you go. You can just reduce the size for this to match our already made circle here. And then I'm just gonna tap this again, and then we can just select our circle that's gonna be perfectly overlapping it right here. Okay, and now we delete the one right next to our central one here. Alright, so this is the central one. Just go ahead and delete this one. Okay, with an X, and delete the vertex. I'm just gonna be reducing the opacity even more for our blueprint of the rim, so it's gonna be easier to see. Okay, just tab out from here, select the rim, go to properties, just reduce this one, tab out here, and now we can select our points from here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just, first of all, just delete a few of these vertices here. Alright, take the center one. All we need to do is just spin this around right from the center, so we need a central point here. Okay, so I can just choose this one, which is going to be about 19 vertices from the center, and we can also choose this one, but I'm just going to be going with our 19th vertex here. It's not quite in the center, so I'm just going to be moving our 18th one right to the very end there. Okay, something like that, and then just control X this one, and we delete this one, and this entire loop we just select and delete. Alright, and then the ones that we do have, just press N and press space, and that's gonna do. Okay, now just press E and S and take this down right till about there. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. Now we select these three, just select the entire thing again, and what we can do is shift D and S and take it smaller right till it's going to be overlapping here. Okay, but we don't need so many vertices here because we need to make it simpler, and we only need 4 here and about 3 here. Let's make this 4 here too. Alright, so we don't really need that. What we can do is just take 4 of these vertices from here and then just press shift D and S and take this down here. Okay, and once you have that, I'm just gonna be joining these two with an F. Alright, and then just go ahead and press select 4 of these and press F. Alright, for that let's just scale this out with an R. So let's just take this point right to the center here, and then I'm just going to be selecting these toolbar space. Okay, that's going to do. Okay, and now I just select this one, press F, and then select these two, press F here. Okay, now add another loop here. Our loop cut comes here, and then we're just going to be sliding our loop cut inside till this point, and then joining our loop cut here. Alright, till here. All I'm going to do is join another loop cut here too. So just take a loop cut till here, and then you can just join it here. So that's your 4 vertices done, and I'm also going to be adding another one here. So just press E from this vertex, and then what we can do is select 4 of these, press F here, select this entire thing, press F here. Okay, so that's not going to work. What I can do is just delete this one, yeah, and A and shift N, tab out, tab back in, go to our side here. We're going to be making this side too, and then just spinning it around. Okay, but before we spin it, we're going to be making it a solid first. Okay, so before that, let's just take these 4 too, and then just shift D and scale those down to our circle 2, and then this one and this one is supposed to match. So let's just select both of those, M, and merge at last, and then we select this one and this one, press F to join them, and then we select this one and the second one here, press F, select all 4 of these, press F. Let's make sure the spacing here is fine, just like we did before. And now we select these 4, press F. Okay, add another loop here, take it right down till here, and then select these 4, press F. Alright, and then add another loop here right up till this point. Okay, I'm gonna be taking it further in then, and then taking these 4 points and pressing F. Okay, then I'm just gonna be taking this point and just sliding parts of it. Alright, making that curve a little better. I'll just take this a little further behind again, and yeah, so I've added 2 more here. Let's add 1 more here, take that in, and one more up till there, and take that in too. Okay, and then it's protruding outside, so that's fine. So just make it up till here, and there's gonna be about, so this is one section, so there's gonna be another 9 sections, and this is what we're going to be rotating. But before that, let's just solidify this entire thing and make our inner designs too here. Okay, so let's do that first. So now what we do is just extrude this here. Okay, so here what we do is just extrude it. I'm gonna be tabbing out first, Alt H, and then we're just gonna be extruding it further back with, just tab in here, A, E and X, and extrude that about minus 0.025, right, something like that. And now I'm just going to be deleting the top edge loop that we have here. Just go ahead and delete the vertices around there. Okay, good enough. And after that, what we're going to be doing is just making sure that all of the vertices here, so these have extra faces made around here when they're solidified. So just come around here, X, and delete the faces. Come around here again. We just select these one by one and X and delete the faces, because we're gonna be spinning this around. Alright, delete the faces, and again X and delete the faces here till it's one singular part like this. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and add another edge loop here right in the center. Okay, then we just select the faces just like that, Shift R. Just gonna be selecting them again and just pressing Shift R to repeat our command here. Okay, that's all we're gonna be doing. You can just select all of them together, just press X and delete the faces. Right, something like this. You should have something like this now. Alright, and now I'm just gonna be coming to the side again. We can just go ahead and add a few loops here because we're gonna be taking this inside. So let's add a loop here. Okay, and a loop here. Okay, and then we can add as many loops as we want right up till the center here. So I'm gonna be adding around, let's go with 6 cuts here and 6 cuts here. Okay, and for each of these cuts we're going to be taking the inside vertices. Alright, so just gonna go back to our side view. This one, let's select this one first. Alright, and come back to our side view here, and then we just move it on the y-axis just by a little bit to get on the blueprints for a protrusion here. Alright, and then we just do this one by one, select each one of them, press G and Y, and then just take them outside. Right, do the same thing here, just keep going. Now what I'm gonna do is just select all of these vertices from the top right to the center, and then just space them out. Select those again, right up till the center, space them out. We need them spaced properly here too. And now the central ones we can just space out like that. And if you just, I'm just gonna go to local view, and if you just have a look here, they're all gonna be a little weirdly shaped here. So what I'm gonna do is just select this and press G stretch, and then just repeat this process throughout. This is gonna make our vertices look properly spaced. Same thing here. Okay, so do this process up till here. Alright, and now we're going to be making this curve that we have here. Let's go to our normal view, side, and we're going to be making this curve that you see here. Okay, so that curve we're going to be making with our back around here. Let's go back to local view. Okay, we're going to be making that with our vertex here, this one. Okay, that we're going to be extruding down below, and then we're going to be making it a curve from there. So let's just go here, press S, and then scale it down right up till there. Alright, then I go back to our local view and we deal with how that's been looking. Let's just take it back on the x-axis by a bit. Alright, and just Alt Z first. Okay, and now what we can do is just fix this bit by just joining these on a cut here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just add a cut here. We can just hide a few of these vertices, hide. Alright, and we select an entire loop here. Control I and hide the rest of it. Okay, and we need to join these, so just press J here. Okay, now Alt H here, go back to our normal view, just press A and Shift N. Okay, and then we're going to be adding the subsurf here. Let's just go ahead, generate the subsurf, make that 2 for now, shade it smooth. We're going to deal with this one right here. Okay, so this vertex here, what you can do is just go back to a3, shift, press G, and then shift X, then just take this down up till here, and we do the same thing for our vertex here. Go back to 3, G, and shift X to move it only on the X axis. Okay, you can have a look there. Okay, and what we do is just go ahead and add a loop here. Okay, something like that, and these you just press F and make 1, these 2. Alright, and let's add another loop here. Close there, and then another loop right here. Okay, okay, that looks about okay. Let's come back here. I am just going to be checking our entire thing for once. Just check through it. If you do see any issues, just go back to our side view, press G, Shift X, and just move it. Alright, just move it by a little bit. No issues. Yeah, okay, so this is creasing pretty well. I'm just going to be coming back here to our side view, and now let's just go ahead and revolve this around. Okay, so a very easy method to do this rotation is just going to be pressing Alt E and then spin. We're going to be using duplicates, and we're going to be using 10 duplicates, okay, for this to be equally spaced. Alright, and they're going to be looking a little off here because we're still going to be making this and joining a few of these vertices here and there. Alright, so before that, before spinning this, just press Ctrl Z. Let's mirror this and make sure that it's in the center. Let's put in a mirror modifier right there. Okay, take this edge that is going to be around, take it inside just by a bit with G and Y. Okay, and then enable clipping here, G and Y, and take that in, put this above the sub D. Alright, so yeah, that's matching our prints pretty well. Okay, three, and here also we do not need extra faces as we're gonna be taking this inside, this bit inside. So all I'm gonna do is select all the vertices here, X, and delete the faces here. Okay, that's all you gotta do. Make this entire thing first, put in the mirror modifier. Okay, and then we're just gonna be taking this around our entire wheel. Okay, okay guys, so now what we do is let's just, before putting on the mirror modifier, come on here, just select this edge, just select this edge for you, take this edge, go to 3, and take this approximately in between of your two edges here. Just press R, and I'm just going to be rotating it a bit so that it's going to be matching it when we're going to be rotating it, and then tab out. Now I'm going to apply the mirror modifier here, and then press A, Alt T, and then just spin. Use 5 duplicates here as we have 5 steps here, so it might overlap here, but that's fine. Okay, and first what I'm gonna do is just delete half of this and add another mirror modifier. So take it right through our center here, select all of these, select all of these too, make sure none of them are left behind, delete all the vertices right there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is just A, M, and merge by distance. That's gonna remove a few extra vertices, and then we're gonna be matching up these. Alright, so these are not one part yet, so what you got to do is just M and merge at center, and you got to do them all around this for a few vertices. Okay, it's just a one time thing. Now what you can do is also just go ahead and okay, just select this bit, not these in the center here, but these down below. And what you can do is just delete them, but I just suggest you not to delete them as they're not gonna be centered. I'm just gonna come here and check. So as you can see, there is no vertex right here in the center, so it's gonna be very difficult to just mirror it on the X and Y both. So just go ahead and repeat our modifier here too. Alright, just do the modifier here again. Okay guys, that's done. And what you can do in the center here is just go ahead and delete this extra vertex that you see here. Just delete that, and this one too, just delete that vertex. Alright, then we select these two, generate, and let's just enter a mirror modifier here, take that above, and that's gonna make our rim here. Okay, and for that what you can do is just press G and Y, and then enable clipping for our mirror modifier first, G and Y, and that's going to be attached as it's stuck in the center. That's not going to move, only on the Z and X axis. Alright, so now our rim is halfway done, but what I'm going to be doing here is just making that a little bit smaller here. Let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, about there. Okay, have a look at that. Okay, and from one, you're not going to be able to see the wheel, just the tires edges here. Okay, so that's our rim now, and we're also going to be making the barrel here for our rim. So for the barrel, what we're going to be doing, before, let's just go on ahead and add in the nuts and bolts that we're going to be needing for our rim here. So first of all, I'm not going to be solidifying this just yet. Okay, just take this one, let's just make this a little smaller right up till here. Okay, and this is where the center cap is going to go, so we're going to keep our rim right up till here, and then all we're going to do is just take this further inside. Okay, before that, let's just add another loop here, E and F, and make that circular too. And okay, instead of that, let's just scale this one up right till it coincides our circle there, and then V, E and S, and make another circle right there again. Okay, right up till there. That's all we need, and we just need a few spaces for our bolts here. Okay, so I'm just going to be adding a few of these loops. It's better if you add fewer loops around here. Okay, but after you've added the loops here, I'm just going to go to face select, and we're going to be choosing the faces here that we're going to be making circular. Okay, and now what you can do is just choose and make this a circle, not for this one, but for the rest you can just do this. So I'm just going to be selecting the entire grid where the circle lies and a little extra parts. Okay, just control shift your way all the way there. mm. And these ones too, this one too, select these all too. Okay, just gonna select this, make that a circle, and change the selection from 3D to bounding box. Okay, just make sure you don't select these on the top and these also. Just gonna be selecting all of these. Okay, and making this a circle. Yeah, something like that. And then we move it just on the just on the x and y axis, the z and y axis here. Scale it down right about till where our circle is going to be, something like this. And we do the same thing here again. So just go on ahead and select all the points that a circle is on, this one too, except the last one and the first one. And then just go on ahead and make it a circle, scale it down, G, Shift X, and then scale it up again right where the rub bolt is. Okay, and here what we do is just take all of these vertices. Okay, we just take all of these vertices, and what we can do here is just inset them by a bit, make it a circle. Okay, before that let's just come here and deal with the inset. We got to make this circular. So okay, so before that let's just do one thing, go to edge select, and what you can do here is directly slide up the points where we want our circle at. Okay, that's gonna be much easier. Just gonna be moving this one as well, G and Shift X, move your points up and down like that. Alright, and this one too. So we've got those points up like that. Now I'm just gonna be joining a few others to make the shape. Okay, alright. Okay, that's fine now. And now all we do is select all the points here. Just select all of the center ones too, and this one, and then X, and delete the faces. Alright, do the same thing here. X, and delete the faces here too. Same thing here. Select these, X, and delete the faces here too. Alright, so we've got the holes for our bolts now. Here, go back to our side view, and now we can start making the holes for our bolts. Okay, let's select all of them together so they're all equal. Press E and X and just take them inside. Okay, and then just press F to face that up. And now what we do is we're going to be adding a loop around here all the way around to make it a better beveled circle here. Do the same thing for the other circles as well. Okay. You can swing around to the outside, have a look there. Okay. Have a look at our circles. Alt Z. A few of these you can just slide up and down to make a perfect circle. Alright. Like that one. And you can have a look at our rim there. So now for the bolts that we need to put in here, guys, what we're going to be using is the bolt options here. Alright. You can just press shift A. Just press shift A here and then go to mesh and add a bolt in. To enable that option, all you got to do is go to preferences here, add-ons, and add on the bolt factory one that you can see here. Just add that in. Now just press shift A, mesh, bolt, and then we're going to be adding a bolt here. Okay, and then we're going to be adding an Allen type bolt, and it's going to be added right here. Okay, and all we're going to do now is just click on the bolt here, angle it in this way, select all of the threading here. We don't need the threading scene. Just delete the vertices there. Alright, and now what we can do is just angle the view like this. There's going to be one more loop here. Just go ahead and delete that. Select all of this, press F. Okay, this part is not going to be seen anyway. And now what we do is tab out, press R, Y and 90. Okay, that's going to move our bolt here. Then I'm going to go to a side view and let's move our bolt right above our holes here, and then just scale it up. Alright, right like that. And then what we can do is just take this bolt further in like that, just till it's sitting right on top, or let's just take it in just enough till it's overlapping. Okay, till that, take it a little forward like that. Okay, right, that's it. And all you really got to do now is just make these holes 5 times around. So all you got to do is shift D, okay, before duplicating the bolts. Just make sure your pivot point is 3D cursor. Now we can shift D, rotate, and just place our bolts right here. Okay, so before that, let's just come here around here, select all of these, select this one and this one specifically. Okay, and then let's just press shift S and cursor to selected. And now it's going to be much easier. Shift D, R, let's just rotate it and take this right around the center here. Shift D, R, rotate it again. G, move it right up till there, and then shift D, R, and just rotate it right up till there. Okay, have a look there, and our bolts are all set there. Okay, so we still have to do one thing. We still have got to add an incline to our rim here. Okay, so for the incline, all I'm going to do is just press C and select all of these here. Okay, all of these, escape, control, and just unselect all of these, unselect all of these too, and just select this last loop that you see here. I'm just going to press C and select it again. This is the circle select, and it's going to be a very useful tool to select just circles in the vicinity. Okay, now I'm just going to tab out, I'm gonna enable proportional editing, go here and make it sharp. Alright, and then just press G and X, or you can tab in G and X, just put on this proportional editing, G and X. Okay, and then you can just make our rim like this. Let's make it inclined to the inside like that. Alright, little less inclined, something like that works. Alright, and for our outside, for our loops here, let's just make it more inclined for those two. So go to 3, just gonna go to 3 first, and then we're gonna be selecting the entire thing with our circle select option. Just select all of these points. Okay, except those, just control and deselect those, and now we're going to press G and X and just take those points about right there. Okay, a little ahead, so we have a curved rim now. Now we have to go to the front and move the rim ahead just by a little bit. Okay, and now we select all the bolts, 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then all you got to do is just, okay, we just need to put off the proportional editing, and then we can just put the bolts back into their places right there. Okay, so we have the curved rim present now. Now all we got to do is just make the barrel that we're making for the rim, and take the barrel right up till here. Okay, because here is going to be the part of the suspension. So for the suspension we might need a little more space, so what we can do is just check whatever's being used for the suspension. Here we just take all of these, press G and X, just take out proportional editing here, G and X, and just take this entire part inside. Not gonna make much of a difference, it's just gonna make our loops a little bit bigger. We select all of those here and all of those here too. Okay, let's just select all of these, G and X, but we also got to select the loops here. So I'm just gonna come back here, come to the back view like this. We select all of these. Okay, and now I'm just gonna hold shift down and select all of these as well, and then G and X, and just take them inside that much. Right, something like that. We need a little more space here for the tires, but if we do want to put them back, we can just put them back in again. That's not an issue. Alright, now I can just take this part here. Okay, so that's it for now. Yeah, okay, and now we just gonna make the barrel. So before we make the barrel, I'm just gonna put in our mirror modifier here and make sure our entire thing is mirrored well, and then we just gotta select the end loop here and just make it a circle here. If it's distorted, you can make it a circle, and then you can just press shift S and cursor to selected. Okay, that's gonna place our 3D cursor right in the center. Okay, and this is a clean circle now. As you can see, we have the bolts in place. All we need is the hub for our Toyota, and we're gonna make that hub too. So now let's just begin with also making this part a solid. Okay, just gotta press F here, and that's gonna close the entire loop up. And now I'm just gonna come here, right click loop tools, and make this a circle too, Again, just rechecking, and now all we gotta do is just press F here, to close this part up, and I'm just gonna be insetting this with I to give it a little more geometry. Okay, like that. Okay, that looks about right. And all we gotta do now is just come around here, shift D, right click to just keep this in place. And now I'm just gonna be moving this logo. Let's just clear this rotation for our shape here. You can just go to N, item, and we have a rotation here. Let's just make that 0. Okay, so now we can just take this point. Let's just take it on the bounding box center, rotate it on the X one. Let's take it further back, further down. Okay, right till it's about there. Then we rotate it on the Z axis. Let's make it a bit smaller. Now rotate it on the Y axis till it's about up right here. Let's take it in right till it's up by just half of it is up. Okay, gonna just make sure half of it is only inside. Yeah, and now we gotta go to 3, place this properly right in the center, right about there. I'm just gonna be making this loop here and then making a little bevel around here. So adding a bevel here and another one here, taking this right in the center, and then pressing Alt S and taking that inside right till we have a little hole right there. Okay, and our logo is properly placed here. Just gonna make this straight and properly goes in, something like that, and then GNX and make sure it's in our hub like that. Just gonna edit this, add a few more loops right in the center. Right, you can just go ahead and delete this one and then just press F to add in the face there, just so that we have a nice rim there. Okay, that's good. Okay, and all that's left is just to make the barrel of our wheel right there. Okay, so for our barrel, what I'm gonna do is just hide all of the others, all the other collections here. Let's just go ahead and hide them right till here. Just press H and that hides them. Okay, yeah, that's what we need. Just keep it in this scene like this. So now guys, what we do is just take our wheel here. Okay, I'm gonna go to our front view, and now we extrude it on the x-axis. Okay, till around there. Let's go ahead and add a loop there and just go ahead and add a loop here too. Okay, just gonna untick the sub div just for a second. It's gonna mess with our paths here. Okay, so once you're done with this, now what I do is go to our front view, and now we just E and Z, take this other than Z, S, let's just take it. Okay, so I'm just gonna control Z for a second, yeah, and now let's just make our pivot point to 3D cursor, and now E and S, and then we can just take this down right about there. Okay, and now what we can do is just press E and X, take this forward right till there. This one I'm just gonna take a little up. Okay, little out too, like that. And this one let's just take a little inside, then E and S, and then G and X, and right outside till there. A little smaller, right till it's about there. Okay, and then we just press E and X and take this outside right till it's here, and we press SX, not SX yet, SX and 0. Okay, we change the pivot point, and now what I'm gonna do is go to the back view here, left view here, and go ahead and select this one. Okay, so we select this one, change the pivot point to active element, and then press SX and 0. That's gonna make both of these parts equal. And then what we can do is just extrude this part further in. So for before extruding this part, just select this entire loop here, this one, the circle. Okay, right click, loop tools, and make that a circle again. Okay, and now after you're done making it a circle, what we got to do now is just extrude this inside, just like we're going to be extruding this one. So before that, we need all our other files here to be seen. So just press Alt H here, tab out. Okay, so gonna be hiding this once again. Not gonna select my input from here, so I'm just gonna be unhiding them manually. All we need is the front ones and the wheel wells right now. So I'm just gonna put on the wheels collection here. Yeah, okay, that's all we really need for now. We can make do with the wheels as well. So all we really need is the wheel well here and the front blueprints. Okay, so just come to the front here, we take this one and this one, alright, and then just take these and come to the front with one, then just press G and X, not G, yeah, so yeah, we got to press G and X, and we also need to have this vertex here. So let's do one thing and press E and X, take this further in first, and now we take this in, and now what we can do is select both of these and just press SX0, and now we can change it to bounding box center. Let's go to our front view. We got to take half of this, alright, so let's press G and X and take this till about there. Okay, half of this part, and then we're going to be duplicating this entire bit right up till here. Okay, so let's go ahead, duplicate this bit. We'll also need this entire bit right up till here. Okay, right up till our edge here. We're going to be kneading it. Okay, and then we're also going to be taking this bit, taking all of these vertices, and we're going to be duplicating it. So just press 1. Okay, and now what we do is just press Shift D, right click, S, X and -1. Okay, before we duplicate it, just make sure the pivot point is gonna be here in this center. So just press Shift S and cursor to selected. Yeah, so the pivot point is this center. Now we just gotta select everything again, the one inside as well, this one, not this one. Okay, and now all we gotta do is go to 1, Shift D, right click, S, X and -1. Okay, just enter, and let's just slide this here till the very edge of our loop. And now what we can do is just select both of these, Control E, and let's just bridge edge loops. Okay, not all of these, one by one. So first of all, what we're going to be doing is going to local view, coming to the side here, selecting this edge. That is going to be the outer edge. So let's select the inner edge first. This one and this one. Deselect this one. Control B. Just press Control E and bridge edge loops. Okay, and then just take all of these. All we got to do is now we select the outer one and the other outer one, only the loops, this one too, and now just press Control E and bridge edge loops. A, M, merge by distance. Just gonna press Shift N, that's gonna recalculate our normals and do a better job with that. Now what I'm gonna do is just take this loop further outside, right up till there. Now changes this to active element. Just select one of these on the very edge here. Okay, just select one of those, then press SX0, that's gonna just keep them in one line, and then just press Ctrl E by selecting the very edge here and the inside loop and bridge edge loops. Okay, A and Shift N. Okay, that's gonna do. And we're also gonna be adding a few loops here. Then we're gonna be deleting these loops with the edge loops option. We won't really be needing these loops anymore, and it's just gonna be adding geometry that might make it laggier for your computer to work on. Okay, so once you've added this, go ahead and add another edge here, and we go ahead and also add another edge here. Okay, and now we're done with the barrel, so now you can just go on and put on the sub D. Okay, before you put on the sub D, I would just suggest you to save this wheel as it is. Okay, save this file first, and then you can just go on ahead and make it, but just save it first. Alright, and after done with this, we're gonna be making the tire now. Okay, so when you're making the tire, it's very important that it's going to be mirrored accordingly. Right here, that's going to be mirrored. So now what I'm gonna do is just make it so that it's going to be mirrored accordingly. I'm just going to be hiding the wheel well now, as we just need to make the tires now. Okay, so what we can do now is just make the tires and then think about how it's going to be mirrored. Okay, so this is the barrel done. Now what we can do is just go on and add an edge right here in the center. I'm just going to be closing this one as well for right now. Now we duplicate this, separate the selection, and what you can do is just press X and delete the edge loop now. All we need is this one, and we need our 3D cursor to be exactly in the center of these two loops. Alright, so just come around here, select both of these loops, Shift S and Control and cursor to selected. Alright, Shift S and cursor to selected. Okay, so once you're done with that, now we select this one, A, S, and just make that big enough for this to fit right up till our blueprint edge here. Alright, something like that. I'm just going to put on our wheels collection on again, Alt H, tab out, Alt H. That's going to bring up our wheel wells again. So just hide the disc one. Okay, so this is how big our wheels top edge is going to be. Okay, just hide the wheel collection again, and now let's go to 1 and add in a mirror modifier, and let's figure out how we're going to be mirroring this. Alright, so now just tab in to this and just press E and X here. Alright, okay, so once you're pressing E and X here, we just got to figure how it's going to be mirrored the same way here like it is here. So what I'm going to be doing is just making a simple shape here. What you can do is just add this, or before adding this, let's just do one thing. Let's make a reference geometry here. Let's add an empty. Okay, just add the empty here. Alright, and now we select this, mirror it on the empty. Okay, and that's gonna work for us. So now all we gotta do is just tab in here. I'm gonna put off the front blueprints again. All we gotta do now is just model the tires now. So now just press G and X, take this right up till here, a little inside maybe, and now what we do is just press, take it from the 3D cursor. So now E and S. So now we shift the 3D cursor first. So just press Shift S, cursor to selected again. That's going to shift it, E and S, and make the wheel smaller till there. Now I'm going to show you how to tuck the wheel in. Okay, something like this. Just take it further in, right up till there. Now we do E and X and take it inside. We scale it down, something like that, covering this edge, and further in. Then E and S, take it bit further down, and then E and X again, X not S. So just go ahead, press E and X, take that in by some point, and then just take that down till this loop. I'm just going to be selecting both of them, and now scale this further down, take this further out with G and X, and then we got to tuck this inside here. So E and S, final E and S, and then G and X, and then just tuck our wheel in right there. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is just shift all of this a little bit further back. Just tab into our wheel here. Okay, just tab into it here. So G and X, and just take it further back, not this one. We need this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, none of the others. And then just press G and X and take it inside, right like that. And now for this one we're just going to press Ctrl Shift B. Not there. Bounding box center. We need to make this 2 edges. Alright, so we just need to add another one here first, and then what we can do is just scale this further down like this up till this point. Okay, something like this. Let's just increase the sub D here to 4. Alright, enable the sub D, and you can see your tire well now. And as you can see, we still have a little space here between the tire and the rim. So now you can just press G and X on the inside one, not the outside one. So just press Alt Z here, select this one, and press G and X to move this a little forward, right up till there. And then we're going to press S here and scale it further down, right till it's over the wheel, okay, over the rim like that. Alt Z again. I'm just going to be taking this outside even further, and then adding another loop here to make it stick to our rim here. Tab in, A, Shift N. Okay, that's going to recalculate our normals. And have a look at this. This one also I'm going to be enabling our sub D here. Okay, have a look at the rim now. Alright, and this we can just enable a solidify modifier later, not for now. This, when we'll do the textures, we'll enable the solidify modifier, as we're going to be adding the textures around this point. Okay, wait, let me just show you with an S. I just put this down. Yeah, so we're going to be adding to all the faces here. Okay, these and these faces, after I mirror this, we're going to be adding it there. Have a look at the wheel. Okay, and that's it. So now we just put in the mirror modifier here, and then all we do is just delete this edge loop and then just come around here. As you can see, our wheel is done here. Now you can just go ahead and delete this plane, or I'm just going to keep this here. I'm just going to be moving this to the extras collection after renaming this to tire mirror plane axes. Okay, go on and do this, and then just move this to the extras collection. Okay, so you're done with one of these tires now. Alright, I'm just gonna be bringing all the other stuff back now, except the extras collection. All of it can come back. Just make sure to start saving before you bring all of it back, because it's gonna put a lot of load on processing. But the tire is gonna be looking something like this. You can also do one thing and just go on and select everything that is in the tire. Alright, make it bounding box center, and then you can just go to 3 and then just scale it up and move it around right till it's according to where you want it. I'm just going to be making it a slight bit bigger too. Okay, right up till there. You can also make it bigger on one of the axes by pressing S and Y, and that's going to make them a little bigger, a little ovular, but a little bigger. But let's just keep it the way they are. Okay, that's it. That's one of the wheels right there for you. We're going to be making the parts inside the wheels too, but this was the video for the rims and the tires, and I hope you understood everything well enough. Alright, okay, so this has shifted, I don't know why. Right, so what we can do is just shift this back. Might have shifted it on the x-axis here. Just shift it back, yeah, and then shift this entire thing back again. Okay, yeah, don't forget to save it and rename your files here too. Just rename this to rim and rename this to wheels, wheel that wheel dash tire. Alright, and then we also rename this one to logo rim, and it's fine if you don't rename the bolts. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just select all of these. Okay, select all of these and move them to a new collection called right front. Okay, left front, let's make that left front, not right front. That's going to be the opposite side, and press on create, and this left front is going to go in the wheels collection right here. Alright, just add that in the wheels collection and we're good for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you all liked it. If you do have any suggestions, just put them down in the comment box, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.